Good morning to all. Today our topic is woman entrepreneur and post-lockdown challenges. Today is a great day because we are celebrating Maharashtra Day and Gujarat Day. My sincere wishes to all the countrymen on this special day, and would like to congratulate the attendees from Gujarat and Maharashtra who are here with us on this occasion. Friends, May 1 is celebrated in many countries of the world as Labor Day. The day was chosen by the Pan-National Organization of Socialist and Communist Political Parties to commemorate the Haymarket Affair, which occurred in Chicago on 4th May 1886. But what I feel, we may celebrate it like this. Being a printer, the printer may celebrate this day with a difference, because it was on this day that William Caxton, who is considered to be the father of printing in England, shown specimen of his printing to King Edward IV and his queen in London in the summer of 1877. The exact date is not available, but it was near or around 1st May. The report was published with this photo in the monthly The Graphic, dated 30 June 1877. So I wish that we may celebrate Labor Day like this. Printing started as art, but later it was converted to technology with the addition of machines. And with the invention of offset, chemistry or science was included in our printing. Now with the addition of biology, construction science, printing is being converted as the manufacturing engineer. Later day, the digitization, internet, AR and electronics will also be there in printing. Printing nowadays is the combination of art, technology, science, biology, internet, electronics, digitization, and so many things. Thus, printing can said to be the greatest science of the world today. That's why proud to be a printer. Coming to the speakers of today, we have eminent speakers from all over India. We have chosen specially this subject because as a tradition, India being a traditional country, most of our female do not work. Most, even though get studies, they are talented enough, but due to social conditions, due to the system of living in India, they generally don't opt toward business. In this current situation, when it is maybe for the first time for many of you, now it's a lockdown everywhere. After lockdown, there are bound to be many changing. Especially our system of living will change, our habits will change. Are we prepared for that? And what the women are thinking about it, how you are going to manage your factories post-COVID? What are your thoughts? We have with us most talented moderator, Dr. Lakshmi Priya. She is head of department at Avanashilingam University. So I will not wasting much of your time. I would like to invite her to start the session. Dr. Lakshmi, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamalji. Good morning, everybody. Wish you all a happy Labor Day. On this occasion, we are here to listen from a lot of women entrepreneurs in the print industry. So we have top eminent people from various disciplines within printing technology. We have people from designing, offset, screen printing, printed electronics, and even manufacturing. So I would like to start introducing the speakers, and let's begin the session. Today's first speaker is Mrs. Sonal Sheth, the director of Daya Sheth Printograph, Noida. She's a certified cost accountant, MBA in finance and marketing, and the company has been started in 1963. She's the second generation in it. She entered into the industry in 2000, and the highlight is the company has exhibited in Drupa as well. So Madam is here to talk to us about Women in Print and COVID Roadmap Ahead. Ma'am.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. It is my privilege to be on this platform, especially given the opportunity by Kamalji and Dr. Lakshmi to share my thoughts about women in print. Madam has already introduced me. I will take this opportunity first to express सभी गुजरात वासियों को, बधा गुजरातियों ने and Maharashtrians happy Formation Day of Gujarat and Maharashtra altogether, and happy Labour's Day as well. Today's topic is women in print industry. Our industry is very, very creative. A woman is a born artist, hence perfect for this industry. In addition, she has qualities of time management, skillful coordination, relationship building, and the ability to keep people together, which is the most important thing in any industry. She has all the qualities required to be a successful career woman, therefore perfect for any industry, including the print. I would like to share a presentation with you on the topics which I want to touch upon. Strategies for attracting and promoting women in the print industry. The goals are threefold: to attract, retain, and advance. The goals are threefold: to attract, retain, and advance the women in the print industry through mentoring, education, personal and professional development. Now, what brings women to this print industry is the most important thing. Most of us, including me, we come from a family business. It is given to us as a family business. All the business startups are only 17.4%. Education as the primary base is the least priority. This is where we need to focus upon. But is the print now a better industry for women to work in? That's $1 million question. Presently, more and more women are in support functions only, like QC, like R&D. Few are in sales and marketing or design. But to talk of being into the core sector of manufacturing or production or engineering, we have only few. You can just count them upon on your fingertips. This is where we need to work upon. I represent a manufacturing segment. I had a godfather, my own father, who was a mentor for me, who brought me into this. Being a hardcore finance person, today I am into engineering. For me, it's a proud moment. For my father, it was a proud moment. For my employees, I am a mentor for them. But I want to be a mentor. I want to be a guiding force for the rest of the people, rest of the women in this, India especially, to come into the print industry. Due to social mores, the printing industry, which is heavily involves mechanical skills, it has been a male-dominated field primarily. We need to support the students. Females at every education level should be encouraged to study STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. As more and more females enter STEM study, there will be a definite shift. Strong in mechanical and mathematical skills will assist them to understand the operations and workings of machinery and the production shop floor more. Well-defined courses for our industry is the need of the hour. Clear visibility. We have to share more and more stories of women in print in India, overseas, everywhere. We have to highlight their achievements or shine a light of a woman in your own organization. Make a feature in a trade journal. It all matters. What is visible, what is optical matters the most. The industry also has to take the initiative. At the entry level, large printing houses need to create strong links with schools and colleges to attract young women into the sector. Printing companies' websites, articles, any print should clearly reflect the company's commitment towards gender diversity, safety measures, and practices for women. Presence of active post committees, etc. This is very, very important. Share the spotlight, meaning event after industry events, the panels, the speakers, the experts, everybody, everywhere, they are all dominated by men. Today, this platform, we all are women here. There are many men who are as attendants are listening to us. This is what we want, right? It is just not cool anymore to have only male panelists. We need the diversity now. And not just with gender, but with race, creed, orientation, and even geographical origins. We cannot grow as an industry if you don't invite, attract new voices to add a new perspective and share a place that is not familiar with. How to retain, attract, and promote a woman into the print industry? Definitely good financial compensation, professional growth opportunities, flexible schedules, good benefits. These are the main things. But to retain them, job satisfaction is most important. We give them new opportunities to promote them, give them challenging duties, train them, keep them at the senior levels. This will keep on increasing the number of women in the print industry. Having said that, now that we are working towards getting more and more women in the print industry, today's scenario of COVID, how we as a women think about what is the roadmap ahead, this is what I want to share with you all. Change your mindset from survival, from sustainability to grow. This is most important. Everybody is thinking of how we will survive, how we will sustain, but most important, how we will grow out of this. Think positive. Positivity and positive attitude, that is the most important thing. At the micro level, at the level of our company level, we have to work upon the shared values. That is values in terms of cooperation with each other, collaborations. Maybe only the design units can collaborate with the print units can collaborate with the delivery sections, or maybe with the online platforms. Creativity, communication, not only amongst our peer groups or amongst our industry, but across the industries. Think, listen, and take the advices and suggestions what the other industries are doing to come out of the situation. We all have to be together to solve this larger problem. At the customer level, we have to think about the long-term perspective, not only transactional treatment to one respective customer. Think about building upon the reputation, earn the reputation in these trying times. This will help us in sustaining our business, sustaining our customers. Look beyond current products and markets. Maybe if you're into designing, get into the production. If you're only into labels, get into the packaging. If you're only into the packaging, get into the photo albums of the digital print markets. There are n number of options, not only from our own industry. Check about the synergies with the other industries as well. Today, what we earn, if we invest on relationships with our customers, with our vendors, with our employees, that's the currency of profitability for tomorrow. We have to work upon the value games, not on the product or the price games. Human resource, our most important asset. We have to hold on to our human resources. Don't even think of laying off our employees. We have invested huge number of time, energy, and effort in training them, in making them suitable to our needs. We already have dearth of skilled manpower in our industry. Invest on them. If required, renegotiate the remuneration terms. If required, renegotiate the working hours, the working patterns, how we do upon it. Build upon the team of strong and dedicated and talented people. Don't leave your talented people at this time. They will support us in this time. We have to support them in this time. And the most important thing is to repurpose their training, or make them re-skilled. That is, if a QC person is there, make him teach purchase. A purchase can teach about the production. A production can get into the QC levels. Why not cross-train them? This is very, very important. This is the time, 1.5 months, everybody can learn. I myself, again, a finance person, I have learned basic metallurgy, PLCs, about the heat treatment of steel, everything. There's no dearth of, there are n number of options available online. Udemy is there, Tata Steel is there. There are n number of options. Just learn. That's the key. And the most important is how to improve upon our operations. We have to be optimistic. We have to be positive. That is the key. the first and foremost thing. Next is to prepare for the next 10 months coming in. We have to cover up for the 2 months gone by. Strategize, prioritize your workflow, plan your businesses for products, for prices, for new markets. Maybe recalculate your pricing. You know the pricing what we were working upon last, nobody has cash flows to pay that. No, everybody's in a fixed situation. Identify your own strengths, work them upon it, design, customize solutions, maybe R&D, maybe improvised products, maybe improve the productivity. Remember, now there will be less expenses on travel. One, due to COVID. Second, due to the Zoom meetings like this. But in those expenses which we will save, definitely can be employed upon taking on the new opportunities where we can gain more and more. Short print runs would be the next R, meaning faster turnaround time for each orders, meaning faster deliveries, meaning more productivity as well and higher profits. It's just a different angle to think about it. Get into the shared services, like how cluster management we have, how we have common R&D facilities or the conferencing or learning or webinars like these. Invest in the automation in terms of machinery, in terms of knowledge sharing, in terms of data utilization. Data is the key for the next coming years. Invest in health and safety practices. Government has given us a lot of SOPs, which is the best documented process from where we can start off as of now, if we do not have it as of now. Invest on certifications. What I had learned in the past webinars, invest on certifications, health certifications, safety certifications, quality certifications. These will help you in gaining more and more confidence of your customers. This is very, very important. The whole crux is be high tech and be high touch. Touch is the technology for tomorrow. That is my mantra. We have to change right now the mindset, not only of ours, first and foremost of our employees, from fear to the confidence. That is most important. Not only for employees, but also for our customers and also for our vendors. It's a 3-point program for all three of us together. Confidence in our health infrastructure to be able to manage the epidemic. Confidence in our ability to ensure preventive measures and their effective implementation. Confidence that the administration is capable of managing any crisis. Confidence that the survival rate in case of infection is over 96%, so do not be in any kind of fear. Confidence that a human race we shall overcome and prevail any crisis. We have prevailed many crises in the past as well. Lastly, what I would like to say as a woman entrepreneur and being in the COVID situation, that we must make the movement from fear to faith. That is most important. And finally, the $1 million question again, we as women entrepreneurs, do we need a mentor or we want to be a mentor ourselves? Let's work together to leave no woman in print behind. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. That's wonderful. So you have a message both for the women out there who are working as well as to the print industry. You wonderfully started giving the characteristics of women. They are being artistic, time managers, coordination and all. And you have highlighted that women do not take much of a leading role. They are only in the support, R&D and sales. You're calling them into the core industry. That's a wonderful one. And you're an example yourself. A call to the women to come into print and a call to the industry to extend their hand to incorporate women into them. So nice points telling girls to educate themselves onto STEM. And you want people to highlight the women achievements and take them into the companies, giving them a diverse kind of roles. You also have pointed out 2 aspects to retain women in a company: job satisfaction and challenging duties. Once given, women would retain. Retention is definitely one of the issues that industries think twice to recruit women. And then you went on talking about how we could face the challenges post-COVID. definitely we have to change from survival to sustainability. We have to grow and we have to be positive. Even I have been telling the year ahead is going to be a year of survival, but I think we have to change it to grow and positive. That's wonderful. And to the micro level, you have said we have to collaborate, cooperate, and then there must be a reputation that we have to respect about our customers. It's a value game, not a price game. You gave some pointers on human resources as well as on operations. We have to think high tech and high touch. Definitely, that's a wonderful one. And then we have to uh, move over from fear to confidence. Confidence in infrastructure, ability, administration. Definitely, we shall overcome. Thank you, ma'am. People out there should definitely be inspired. Thank you. The next speaker we have is Ms. Kavita Thake. She's from Geetanjali, Vape, Gujarat. She is a graduate from MIT Design Pune. She's a graphic designer by profession. They have at Geetanjali, it's an offset printers with stationary manufacturing facility. She says the pillar of her strength is her husband, and both of them are in business for the past decade. She is here to talk to us about small scale printers and challenges post-COVID from her perspective. Kavita, please take over.
Everybody, good morning, Kamal sir and Lakshmi Priya ma'am. It's a great honor to be here today. So, as ma'am said, I am Kavita from Vapi, Gujarat, and my firm's name is Gitanjali. It's a family-run business which was started from by my father-in-law in 1988, and we've been doing commercial printing right from Cradle machines and manufacturing books and industrial law compliances for B2B clients. From the year 2000 to 2010, my sister Yogini was handling the business. She was also a women entrepreneur at a very young age. And later I joined with my graphic designing degree, and with my husband, we both are handling this business now. We diversified this business into paper printing and stationery manufacturing like files, registers, notepads since 2005, and continue to cater the commercial printing clients. It's a matter today. It's a matter of pride that we are gathered here today on the day of Gujarat Day. As we say in Gujarati, આજે ગુજરાતનો સ્થાપના દિવસ છે, which means it's a foundation day of Gujarat. And we Gujaratis are proud of our food as well as our rich culture. Once again, good morning to all. I will start with my topic of how the small scale industries will be affected with the COVID and the way ahead. So, as women entrepreneurs, already Sonal ma'am has given a good light on how women entrepreneurs work in this industry. And I have been doing this from 10 years. Though I'm a designer, I'm involved with my husband with the manufacturing of our own stationery and other things. So as entrepreneurs, we have to learn new things every day. And today's India, in the urban setup, we are moving forward. But as a woman, there are always interlinks. We have things in our mind and we have to move forward with a lot of other things keeping in mind. So as it is truly said, a woman can change emotion in every field. In the field of printing as well, women are making strides in India. As we see in our panels today, how many women are there? We are proud to be women entrepreneurs and being in the printing industry. When it comes to printing, women have an eye for accuracy, and which is a win for us. So now let's talk about our challenges as well as opportunities that this time has got us. So as we all know, we won't be having a practical exposure to the world for quite some time now. So attending expos, going for public seminars and other things won't be possible. It will be, but it is a global problem with a global solution. Think of a virtual things like going to virtual expos. Like kids are having an education, e-education on their laptops and iPads. Who would have thought of that? So let's think of it as a solution. You would be able to attend virtual expos and virtual webinars from the comfort of your office or your home and still interact with whoever you want to. Like us, many are thinking of doing business globally across countries, since technology has been able to give us the global platform for both getting business as well as upgrading ourselves in knowledge, irrespective of the geographical location. The world is our oyster. In this lockdown period, we've learned a lot of things, like we can utilize for gaining an extra edge for our business. Different kind of webinars like this one with an amazing panelist and varied content are available online, and we have to learn to take advantage of that. Knowledge, skills, and set of other knowledge and skill sets are going to determine the future printers. Knowing your customer, anticipating their needs is what can help you continually provide a last mile solutions to your customer, and with a niche offerings in a way ahead. You can look for new resources for your raw material. You can do your research for your business, something you've been wanting to do and was not able to do. Now is the time. The Department of Ministry in the government also concentrates on women entrepreneurs. I also have been doing a little bit of my research in these tough times and came across a few schemes that may help all of us. Startup India by Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, including Udayam Sakhi portal by the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Entrepreneurs are my findings, which I plan to take advantage of in the near future. We are the women of today. We move forward to face our challenges and build a beautiful, sustainable, profitable tomorrow. Now, the thing is, after the COVID, when we restart our business, there are a lot of challenges that we are going to face. Few of them I'm going to discuss right now. And one of that is, like, when we start, the tempo of our staff and workers needs to be restored. After such a long shutdown, your workers won't have the same zeal and enthusiasm to work. They say anything to form a habit takes only 21 days. Well, your employees have been at home for much longer. So it's up to us to ensure they perform from day one. They will need our reassurances from the owners. We can't expect to start our business from the day one because there are local guidelines and safety measures that will dictate our processes and methods of working, keeping in mind the social distancing and health concerns. We recently received permission to restart our business. But since we reside in the adjoining state, we are not allowed to travel to our workplace. The thing with entrepreneur is that everyone thinks you are the boss and hence doing the least of the work. On the contrary, in the times like this, we have to step up and do a bit more at every stage. For example, though your payments aren't coming through, you still got to pay your wages and run the show. So you may end up calling your clients for payments, calling your vendors for timely supplies, or even find a new vendor who's ready to give you more credit. And following up with your financier for enhanced monetary support will be the key. Financial and logistical implications will hamper raw material supplies, and financial pinches will be felt from payment of wages to taxes over the next 8 to 10 months. Handling of clients with all this hampering factor will be the promisings. Financial institutes will become an integral part of our future plans. If your clients are from the sectors like hotels, airlines, real estate, education, travel and tourism, restaurants, there is going to be slow business, and along with that, delays in payments. You will have to be the soundest finance manager of your press that has ever had. Cherry pick your clients, work for those who pay on time. Though tough decisions have to be made, letting go long credit customers. I recently had the privilege to watch and hear Ray Hammond, an author and futurist. He asked to answer ourselves this question: is my business still fit for the purpose? We find an answer to that question, then there's nothing that can stop us. We women can be the pillar for each other as well as the world. Thank you and wish you the very best for the days ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavita. That was wonderful and elaborate. So women can change the motion in every field was a wonderful one. And actually, your words on world is our oyster is also good. I think we women will have to think of how to make it into a pearl. Thank you, Geetanjali. That's nice. We have our next speaker, Mrs. Rajalakshmi Madhusudan from Trivandrum. She's a postgraduate. She's a proprietress of Akshara Offset and over 30 years of standing in the printing industry. Kerala's first commercial DTP unit, Akshara Offset was it, in 1986. And in 1995, they started off the offset printing. And now they also have a packaging unit. She is also the managing director of ABC Color Systems. It's a full-fledged pre-press company in Trivandrum. Their highlights are they are highly acclaimed commercial and packaging printers in Kerala, and the first printer in Kerala to be accredited with ISO 12647 certification. And they have won a lot of awards. Madam is here with us to talk to us about the effect of COVID pandemic in MSME printing units and how best we can overcome it. Over to you, madam.
Hi everybody. എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം. Namaskaram in Malayalam means welcome. Thank you Kamalji and Lakshmi Priya ma'am for this wonderful idea of hosting a webinar on women in print. Let me introduce myself. I am Rajalakshmi Madhusudan and my unit Akshara Offset is basically a commercial printing unit in Trivandrum, the capital of Kerala. We started off as a mini offset unit nearly 25 years ago and gradually developed into a full-fledged commercial printing unit. We mainly print books, magazines, brochures, and other promotional materials like diaries, calendars, etc. We have ventured into packaging nearly 5 years back. On packaging side, we deal with duplex cartons and labels. Our thrust is on quality and we have received several print awards also. We have about 125 employees. I'm proud to say that out of these, there are more women employees than men. So as a women entrepreneur, I feel women have a big role in meeting the post-lockdown challenges. Now, I would like to tell about COVID situation in Kerala. Though Kerala had the first COVID patient in India, presently we are not in a critical stage. Till now, there have been less than 500 infections. So MSMEs in areas other than municipal corporations have been allowed to operate in a limited manner. Packaging units dealing in food and pharma cartons and labels are also allowed. Now coming into post-COVID scenario, a lot of problems will be awaiting us when we resume our operations. First of all, it will take about 3 to 6 months or even 1 year to come back to normal operations. Even then, number of jobs will be reduced, so will be the print volumes. Almost all the print units are executing jobs on credit basis. Collecting the dues will be a Herculean task. Some dues may have to be written off. Similarly, the cash flow will be affected to a very large extent. The extent to which it will be affected will vary from unit to unit depending on many factors. Another key issue will be that of labor. Almost every printer will have to deal with an excess workforce due to reduction in input. Resizing the workforce will be another problem. A safe work environment and clean working conditions will be mandatory. There is already a continuous process of disruption happening in the printing industry. COVID factor will add up to this. We will not be able to predict the outcome or the magnitude correctly, but we have to adapt ourselves to this transformation. Due to all or some of the above factors, most of the units will find it very difficult to pull on. So survival will be a key factor. Only the fittest will survive. As mentioned above, there will be a plenty of problems for MSME printers when they resume their operations. I think a SWOT analysis may help them to plan and move forward so as to tide over the may last for at least 2 years. A detailed SWOT analysis will help us to face the post-COVID era. Coming to the SWOT analysis, first we will identify our strength. Going to our strength, mainly first one is resilience. Resilience has been the hallmark of Indian print industry. We have overcome many adverse situations in the past. Second one is adaptability. The Indian print has proved that he can. Third one is we have low wage rates compared to West, which is a plus point. Lastly, India is blessed with availability of labor force. Now into our weaknesses. Most of the print firms are in unorganized sector. There is lower turnaround due to lack of automation. Small print firms are more labor intensive. Lack of digitalization is also our weakness. Also, there is lack of standardization and quality control since small and medium printers cannot afford cost of implementing these. Unhealthy competition is another major weakness. Now we can come to our opportunities. There will be a shift in dependence on China. Indian products have a more reliability factor. Hence, there is more scope for export. There is an anticipated boom on food, pharma, and healthcare products, which will create a thrust on packaging. There is more scope for online mode of business. Similarly, digital and printed electronics will have tremendous scope for entrepreneurs. Now, our threats. There will be a steep decline in print volumes as there will not be any events, public functions, etc. There will be reduction in office print volumes as working practices move from office to the home. Also, there will be threat from big players who can deliver high volumes at a lower cost. And there is high cost of expansion. Based on this SWOT analysis, we can plan our post-COVID era. Now we can see how best we can move forward. First, for the coming 6 months, we should not look into new investments. We should concentrate on more digitalization, automation, standardization, and quality control with focus on low-cost, high-quality print products. It is a general feeling that there will be a shift in dependence on China. It is a tremendous opportunity, but how well can Indian printers take advantage of this situation is the question. Without any clear-cut planning and support from government, it will remain only a wishful thinking. We have to prepare a broad roadmap for this and a concerted effort from industry leaders. Cluster formation will take them a long way. Because on cost-effective machinery suitable for small and medium printers. Before finishing, let me have a few words about women print entrepreneurs. More and more women are getting recognized for their hard work, dedication, attitude, determination, and business acumen. So I think women entrepreneurs can play a big role in post-COVID phase. Women are found to be very good in multitasking capabilities. They can contribute more efficiently to print industry to help streamline the operations and improve productivity. The government should think of special incentives to women-managed MSMEs to tide over this crisis. This can be in the form of low interest rate, collateral-free loans, subsidies, special subsidies, etc. Printing institutes can also play a major role in future to breed young print professionals willing to work in MSMEs. People like Rajendra Kumar, Anet sir, and Lakshmi Priya madam can contribute a lot. With these words, let me conclude. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So you've given me a task. So it was a wonderful highlight about your company, followed by which you have given us a critical situation in COVID and post-COVID. You say the survival of the fittest is the mantra that we have to remember. Your SWOT analysis was wonderful. People, I think, would have taken a note of it. And what next? You have mentioned a very good list, among which you have mentioned that needs to be a government support. And even for women, you are requesting for special incentives. This is exactly what the idea of this webinar is. Kamalji is planning to put forward these ideas and requests and challenges which the speakers are facing to the government. In fact, recently he has submitted a recommendation and that has been taken up by the government as well. So thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
We'll move on to the next speaker. The next speaker is Mrs. Nandini Shankar of Classic Creator, Dindigul, Tamil Nadu. She is a commerce graduate and her pillar of support is Mr. Shankar, her husband. She is the managing partner and of Classic Creator, which is a designing, printing and branding firm. They have digital printing and digital die cutting. Just now, Madam has highlighted that the future is going to be digital and printed electronics. And here we have the next speaker on digital. So she has a number of awards to her credit, including the NAEP award. And she is also an active member in the social gatherings, and they do a lot of community services as well. Madam is here to talk to us about overcoming the pandemic with smart and innovative solutions.
Good morning, everybody. அனைவருக்கும் இனிய காலை வணக்கம். Actually, I would like to first tell that I'm taken away by the points I gathered. And actually what I wanted to share and what I wanted to know, I've been getting the information. So I don't think it is right to keep repeating the same thing. So I thought I will change my topic to what is the analysis I have made for facing this situation. Because the common problems have been discussed already. Is that okay? Okay. So actually, like ours is a very small unit with just 15 employees of and men. So it is like one-to-one business. Like we have a very personal and cordial relationship with the employees as well. So this period was a learning time for me. And I have analyzed the view of this situation in a three-dimensional way. That is from the side of an employee, from the side of myself, and the third is from the consumer. So as an employee, like the fear of the employee is really threatening. Immediately after the lockdown, for the first 1 week, there was no problem at all. Once the government announced the extension of the lockdown, you won't believe, I used to receive calls from my employees almost every day. Today, the next day, there will be another 4 calling, ma'am, what is the situation, ma'am, when are we going to work? That is, they have the fear of losing their job and the fear of getting money for their expenditure. They could understand, and we have to stand by them at this situation because they have been with us and it is a duty to stay with them. So like this is day 1 and I have made my salary commitments. I have completed my salary commitments for this month. But for the next month, God has to keep me safe. So it is a situation which we are going to face. And from the customer side also, it is going to be a tough task because they want to, so after the lockdown, everybody want to increase their sales. But as an end consumer, the public will want to keep the money safe. So let it be like I normally concentrate on textiles and jewelers. Now these two have become luxury business. And the third one, which is of my greater concentration, is wedding. All the three fields have been locked down. And now my analysis is I have to change the product strategy and my marketing strategy and look out for new clients other than this industry. So that is the biggest challenge I'm going to face now, because people are not going to go shopping for jewelry or textiles, and they are also not ready to go spend. And so I have to give them innovative solutions where they also will have to spend less and take a bigger output. And from my side, I have the challenge of satisfying the consumers. I have the challenge of satisfying my customers, as well as the challenge of satisfying my employees. And I have to assure them a very safe and hygienic environment once the lockdown is over. So these are the challenges I have to face. And certain things like one thing which was very, which gave me biggest confidence is that my unit is dependent 60% on design and 40% on printer. Because being a digital printer, I actually have a lot of clients whom I do for social media branding. And now I have to expand my clientele list for my survival at the time being, because revival will take a quarter or so. But anyhow, we are going to come out of the situation very soon. But for the time being, to make a survival and to keep my expenditures, I have to increase on social media branding and look on for more clients. And next one is variable data printing is always my strength. And I have to look out for clients with the variable data. And the best thing I have to do is waste management. Like printing is one thing. Once it is printed wrongly, it is going to be per kg 4 rupees. That is the output of the product which we have. So at every point of time, I have to make sure that there is no waste in the future. And cost cutting could be done in electricity, unwanted lights, and all those things. So these are the new, very few tasks I'm going to inculcate. And one more plus point, what I feel is, since many are jobless now, and there are people who have come from abroad, and they're going to plan new things. So many cottage industries and small scale industries are going to surely come up in the near future. So we have to work on how to keep them satisfied. So these were the things which I had planned for my survival. And I don't know if I'm really fully right or wrong, but anyhow, all are human. Nobody is a superhuman. It is all what we analyze and we decide, but things will change. COVID has to give us the right solution. So let us hope for a better world. And one thing the one real mistake which I analyzed for myself is I should have been even more technical. I should have used a cloud storage. I should have given laptops for my designing team so that we could have at least supported them. But both me and my husband do designing ourselves. So we are able to do this work. And the biggest blessing I have is my office and my residence is in the same premises. So like I managed to do the digital printing of medical labels and the designing section for my clients also. So I've been busy all these days and I want to break basically. And thank you. Thanks for the opportunity, ma'am, and Kamalji for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I think your speech has become more of a case study analysis. You have given your case, which is a very inspiring, the confidence in you and how you see the future and how you plan your SWOT. And those are really a case study. Just now we had Raji ma'am talk about SWOT analysis and you are here with your case. Thank you. That was wonderful. Best wishes. We would like to see you grow into greater heights post-COVID.
Thank you.
We have here the next speaker, Ms. Jumi Dekha Chowdhury from Guwahati. She is the proprietor of Rumi Jumi Enterprise, which began as an electronic typing center, then became a computer center, a printing press, which now has digital also in it. This is a wonderful progress. So we would like to have Jumi ma'am talk to us about quality work, science, service, price negotiations during the post-COVID. So here we have the Young Woman Entrepreneur Awardee from AIFMP in 2013 who's going to talk to us. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Rongali Bihu and May the greetings to one and all present here. Now I want to say in our language, that is Assamese language. Rongali Bihu aru May Diwoshor Antorik Shubhechha Gyapon Korilu. Today, I am honored to speak about my success and difficulties, along with sharing some ideas to overcome the forthcoming challenges. Number one, my organization, which is basically a small-scale industry, dealing with offset and digital printing in the heart of the Guwahati city. We have 3 months provision, which I am planning to extend up to 6 months for the time being. During this time, 50% payment will be done for 50% works. Then number 2, completing 6 months. If the situation remains same and it's require, then I will take short-term loan to meet the expenditure. Number 3, I will further develop the online system starting from work order to payment. All will be done online. We will also provide door-to-door service delivery to our customers to avoid social distancing. Regarding the aspect of price negotiation, we have to work in standard price and don't have to compromise it at any situation. What most of the printer is doing, and it creates a long-term problem for all. I will always try to maintain quality works with good price. Number 5, as both central and state government have restricted government functions, meetings, etc. up to June, and it may be extended. Thus, to meet up the challenges, we have strengthened our designing section, as most of the organization go for e-publication. Number 6, regarding 3 months moratorium of banks, bank will have to be extended up to 6 months without interest. As we are suffering, the banks will also have to suffer, what I think. And especially for women entrepreneurs, the interest rate have to waived off at any cost. Number 7, I am planning to diversify my business in near future. Number 8, as our organization believes delivering quality works from the very beginning, we have some permanent clients. So I hope in the worst case scenario also, we'll get at least 50% work from our past records and can survive somehow in this situation. So let us hope for the best and follow social distancing to defeat COVID-19 soon. Thank you. Have a nice day, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. That was a good analysis and planning for the future. So you have clear plans of 6 months and beyond 6 months, wherein you might take a loan. And the options that you will be trying is go online, door-to-door delivery. That's a wonderful one, ma'am. You are looking at customer satisfaction, and that's the need of the day. So you are also planning to go online with promoting the design section, e-publishing, and you also placed a request for women entrepreneurs being supported by the bank financially. And the idea of diversifying your business is wonderful. I've heard this from big wigs. Even Manipal has said that from printing they have moved on to the smart card section. So the diversifying a business for sustainability is a wonderful idea. Thank you. Best wishes. We have our next speaker here, Mrs. Archana Gore of Prime Enterprises, Pune. She has a double graduation in physics. She has done an intern in industrial printing department of a membrane keyboard manufacturing company. And the company, she is a sole proprietor. It's a trading firm dealing with printing materials, and they are ranked #1 supplier in industrial screen printing raw material in Western Maharashtra, and they have a customer base pan-India. She also has a startup to her credit, the Proto Print, which is an online customized printing B2B. We have to understand that this is a new trend, and we have a person of who is involved in this. So let's hear from her. She talks about distribution network pre and post COVID-19. Over to you, ma'am.
I am Archana Gore, sole proprietor of Prime Enterprises, Pune. A very good morning to all and Jai Maharashtra. To begin with, I would like to thank Kamalji and Lakshmiji for this opportunity of participation in the webinar. First, I shall brief about our working. We are engaged in distribution of printing material, predominantly industrial grade. Although we are based in Pune, we have customer base pan-India. Since we have expertise in trading, I would like to share my thoughts about distribution network pre and post this pandemic. Generally, any distribution chain consists of three parts: purchase, stocking this purchased material or inventory, and selling this stock material at the end. Let's one by one assess how each part may get affected. Purchase. Purchase comprises of local and imports. See, after the lockdown, one may not get full volume of the supply expected after. Also, although expected and required, the prices will not fall. Instead, due to short supply and high demand, we may have to face price surge. For most of MSMEs, rolling over of money will take a little time. So more credits will be expected from distributors and dealers. All these only point to one thing: laser margins. Suggest stocking some locally manufactured import substitute products. Coming back to stocking or inventory. Inventory always has been a high headache currency for distributors, as we shall be in short supply of material for a little period, and imports also may not open fully. So we shall be tempted to stock the material whatever and wherever available. This will lead to price surge in overall market again. This again leads to laser margin, remember. Would recommend printers to go out of box this time and try some locally manufactured or available options. Request dealers also this time to educate printers about such options available and help them in procuring these products also. Remember, India is on the verge of becoming a new manufacturing hub, and sooner or later, all will have to explore these options. So why not use these solutions and situations to our advantage? Okay, looking at the sales. Sales has an immense dependability on transport and people facilitating deliveries in distribution network. Staggered availability of both may directly affect the sales figures. But mind it, this is not the right time to look at the statistics. We must refrain from doing self-centric business. Any desperation may lead to blocking our funds. With blocked funds and laser margins, we have nowhere to go. But here banking sector should come into picture. I think we need not be worrying about this, as CCs, DPs, ODs figures will be taken care of the banks, I believe. Hold on any expansion plans or for that matter, hold any new investment plans. Focus on survival to begin with, and then slowly think about growing. Use the leisure time to innovate. Study the new products. Broaden up your product portfolio. Get thorough with technology. Get started with digitalizing your ideas. For that is the future for sure. On office front, speak with your staff. Confide in them. If you had any problems in giving their dues, they might have lost the motivation to work. Guide them back to work with sympathy and empathy. At the end, we all together can only make a difference. To end it, I have only one thing to say. Everyone, let's just be kind and good-natured, considerate and loving. We should only feel gratitude if we are safe and surrounded by family. Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. So you have started off from the big picture and narrowed down to the human, saying that we had ultimately be very human. You started off with the distribution network, slowly gave ideas on the various elements of that, came to the production site, employees, and the owner itself must have increasing in knowledge in terms of technology and digitization, and ultimately be a human altogether. Thank you, ma'am. That was wonderful. The next speaker we have here is Ms. Sana Hamid Wasi of TRIACE, Mumbai. She is a mass media graduate with specialization in advertising. She's a partner and second generation in TRIACE. It's a joint family business on marketing. She's on marketing, client servicing, and business development. Their specialty is partly opaque, partly transparent stickers. They also deal with tamper evident and tamper proof stickers and value additions. Those are their highlights. They have innovation and packaging and offset printing related awards. They have won NAEP print awards from BMPA Mumbai. She will be talking to us about relationship building during COVID-19 outbreak. Over to you, ma'am.
Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm Sana Vasi. So my company name is TRIACE, and right now I want to sincerely thank Mr. Kamal Chopra and Dr. Lakshmi Priya for this wonderful, wonderful opportunity. So talking about my company's business, TRIACE is a 50-year-old company. And during the 50 years of our establishment, we have specialized in innovative, value-added printing, packaging, out-of-the-box visibility solutions, and security seal stickers for consumer offers, mainly for the FMCG market. I would also like to share a little bit about our successes and our difficulties in the past. So within this, I would like to share two landmark experiences that TRIACE has had. So we started the manufacturing of decorative stickers in the late 80s. So for 5 years, we had the Walt Disney franchise. We used to sell these stickers in retail outlets all over India through a sole selling agent. Our stickers were extremely popular. In fact, they were so popular that people started copying them. So people would take our stickers, scan them and duplicate them, which would result in us losing a lot of our designing efforts and costs, everything going to waste. Furthermore, China came with their stickers and flooded the market at dirt cheap rates. And also there was a rise of digital, so people stopped buying greeting cards and stickers altogether, and the fad died. So what we did is, after that, we started concentrating mainly on product labeling, and we heavily went into simultaneously the printing of inlay cards for cassettes and CDs in a very big way. And this was in the 90s. We were extremely successful with this new business coming in our way from the music industry. But yet again, after 10 years, technology overtook us, and nobody used to buy CDs and cassettes anymore. So again, we had to reinvent ourselves. And how do we reinvent? By innovating. So we innovated and went into security seal stickers for the FMCG market. So the reason we went into stickers is because we wanted to capitalize on our already existing brand identity of being sticker specialists. So we were known in the market for self-adhesive labels, being specialists in that. So throughout all the difficulties and challenges that we faced, I feel our true strengths and our successes have been our work ethic, utmost emphasis on quality, personalized, prompt, professional service, and always listening to the clients and what they have to say, and innovating according to that. Talking about the forthcoming challenges that I see right now, viewing the current situation, of course, it's harsh for all of us. It can be cruel, it can be ugly. Volumes may go down, and client budgets may be in jeopardy, especially marketing budgets. Yet, no matter how much we grieve over our environment and over our circumstances, nothing can change. And I personally believe what is most important is not to be defeated. It's to move ahead and forge ahead bravely. This has never happened before in the world, but look at this situation as an opportunity. And when we change our mindset, and if we do this, a very creative path will open up for all of us. So this is taking me into the topic that I want to share about. And Ms. Sonal, in fact, she touched upon this as well, is a relationship building. And I want to talk mainly because this is something that I'm passionate about. And this is my core expertise in my company, because since 12 years, all I do all day is interact with clients. So at times like these, where our social interactions have changed, priorities have changed, business models, working styles, everything has changed. It is more important than ever to remind your clients that you're going to be there for them, that you are there to support them, and staying connected, reaching out to your clients, talking to them, nurturing them, and making them feel like a sense of community. That is how people and businesses will get through this together. And if your clients are struggling financially, work with them on your payment terms, provide cheaper, less expensive services if possible on a temporary basis. So look out for ways of saving them money, even if it hurts your profitability in the short term. Why? You need to help them ride this storm as well. And this is uncharted territory for most businesses. So be a resource to your clients during this time of crisis, because your clients will never forget this. So there is a need to implement, according to me, an effective client communication strategy. And done well, the way you communicate can enhance the entire customer experience. Communication should be focused on providing information and helping clients. We must constantly think that how can we create value for our customers virtually to maintain and further build this relationship. Also, since internet usage is hitting the roof right now, now is a great time to explore and be active on social media. Reinvent your website, start automated marketing, digital campaigns to strike a balance and stay connected. So most importantly, I would like to emphasize here is that post optimistic, helpful and relatable content, because when you do that, your clients will respond more positively. So here, instead of me talking, I'd like to share a screen of something which I thought is very useful. These are 5 key strategies. This is called the HEART framework. Can you guys see it? Yeah. So this is the HEART framework. So I found that 5 key strategies help companies weather crises and preserve their bonds with their customers. And they are: humanize your company, educate your clients, assure stability, revolutionize what you offer, and tackle the future. All of this comes together and spells HEART. So these strategies are part of what is called the HEART framework of sustained crisis communication. So HEART, as we know, is the most important thing. And we women understand that better than anyone. So to conclude, also I would like to share this quote, which I read today, which I thought was beautiful. Whatever your circumstances, whatever your past, the forces that determine your future are nowhere but within your own heart and mind. It is here that the star of your destiny shines. So let's be really excited for this new world that's going to come up. Be ahead of the curve and really position ourselves on the winning side. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sana. Thank you. That was wonderful. So just as the other speakers also were telling, the highlight is we have to look at every element in the supply chain, that is the distribution network or however we call it. Look at others. Only when the others are also happy, we are happy. It's a collaborative environment. We have to live as a community. That's a good one. And your HEART framework is wonderful. You have also mentioned the future is within you. Look within yourself. That's a wonderful one. So that's a very good confidence building. Thank you, Sana. The next speaker we have here is Ms. Mrunal Rajesh Kulkarni of Keytronics, Pune. We had one of the speakers telling the future is digital and printed electronics. Here is a person who is also into printed electronics. So she's a BCom, BBM from University of Mumbai. She's the director at Keytronics. They started off making computer keyboards compatible with PCBs and PCF, and it's over a 26-year-old company. Madam is also into Environment Health Safety Committee, and she has implemented a number of innovations in this field. We have here Mrs. Mrunal Rajesh Kulkarni going to talk to us about challenges facing during and after lockdown. Over to you, madam.
First of all, आज महाराष्ट्र दिन है, महाराष्ट्र दिवस आहे. सगळ्यांना महाराष्ट्र दिवसाच्या खूप शुभेच्छा आणि कामगार दिवसाच्या पण खूप खूप शुभेच्छा. Secondly, I would like to thank Lakshmi Priya ma'am and Kamal sir for giving me this opportunity to participate in this webinar. And today's my topic is challenges facing during and after lockdown. Just I would like to introduce myself in very few lines. Myself, Mrunal Kulkarni. I am a director in Keytronics India Private Limited, and actually I am looking in HR and admin activity, and some CSR activity, and some social activity in the company. We are from last 26 years, we are in a manufacturing of user interface device, that is membrane keyboard, and screen printing is playing very important role in it. Last 2 months was very crucial for all of us to managing and maintaining all different tasks like material management, fund management, then some political issues, then taking different type of permissions from different government bodies, some home tasks, and so many others. So it was very crucial for us. So my basically challenge after lockdown is resuming all, giving assurance to workforce for a fearless atmosphere, and all these things come normal, or all the operation running smoothly after the lockdown period in our company. So these are the main challenges we are facing after lockdown. Third one is to give them the proper material resources to print or to manufacture other things. Then customs, then collection of funds from customers is also major task in front of us. Availability of raw material and availability of sufficient business is also in front of is a task in front of us. So every problem comes with some solutions like that. Not in lockdown period, but before that also we have a major problem related to labor. We didn't get any skilled labor for screen printing. So it is now we are planning to solution is the automation. Main solution is the automation. So already we started with digital printing, so we can get rid of some kind of labor problem or something like that. Another is switch over to roll-to-roll screen print machines. This is also one of the major focus. Then roll-to-roll die cutting machine, then roll-to-roll embossing machine. This is the post-printing activity, but we are planning to do like this because problems are always there, and we want a solution. We want to automation for this solution. So sometimes we thinking about the cobot also. It's a collaboration of robotics and man collaboration. So this type of different solution we are trying to get. but I would like to share something in this lockdown period. It's a proud moment for us that my all printing team and other team also running smoothly from last 1.5 months, as we are coming in the essential medical services. For example, incubators or then ECG machines, X-ray machines, then ventilators, etc. So my all team is coming in office willingly, and this is a proud moment for us that they are coming and doing something as a social responsibility. Then second thing, we introduce face shield. Face shield for last 1.5 months. We are manufacturer of face shield. We are for who is those people who are interacting with so many people in a day, like police, doctors, nurses, watchmen, and many more. So we distributed all these shields with so many NGOs and from our side also. So this is a proud moment for us. So पुन्हा एकदा मी महाराष्ट्र दिनाच्या शुभेच्छा देते आणि थँक्यू सो मच because I got so many friends from different states also. So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So you're one person in our group who is now working, who is coming under the essential services. Wonderful,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yes.
And you are one person who talks about latest technology, and you are planning to go into robotics and automation. So I think these are all.
Yes.
I think these are all pointers to our audience here as to what they can do in future. So we have people from the entire spectrum here in our show. Thank you, ma'am. Over to Kamalji.
Before going to question answer, we have a special request. So I have with me Mr. Nitin Shah. Nitin bhai, you are on the line.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kamalji, and thank you very much, Priya ma'am. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the panelists. Wonderful way of explaining the current situation, what will be the future, and how they are working. Kamalji, my request to you, at least you should have some of those panelists on your daily webinar. Sir, this is the best one. I have heard all your webinars, but I feel this is the best. What was of today's? This is the best webinar. But only one thing I would like to share with everyone. Post-COVID and pre-COVID situation is going to be very different. Definitely our bottom lines are going to be affected. Post-COVID, at least for 1.5 years, if we really want to run our show, we have to maintain so many disciplines. And to maintain those disciplines, definitely we need to spend so much for that. So those who want to give some discounts, like Sana said, to the customers and all, please think before that. By doing the charity, you should not lose. Just take care of those things. Wonderful, keep it up. And once again, I congratulate to all the women entrepreneurs. You are doing the best, I think so. And this is and one more thing. In today's COVID time, men are more affected than women. Women have a very good resistant power. So this is a very good chance for you to take over the men. Please go ahead and do it. Thank you very much.
It looks like we're more intelligent than the men. Why don't you use
100%? I felt that definitely whatever webinar I have attended of Kamalji, sir, women are more intelligent, I found today. Definitely, and they are really intelligent. But ultimately, you know, those man ego comes ahead. But I think so it has to be kept aside and let them give a chance to come ahead. I think so. Wo log sab take over kar legi, sir.
Yeah,
100%. It's proud to see all of them here.
So
Thank you.
Nitin bhai. He's the president of Bombay Master Printer Association, and definitely congratulations to all. Now we are open. Ravi Joshi is here. Ravi Joshi is our immediate past president of All India Federation of Master Printers.
Kamalji, good
Yes.
morning. Good afternoon. I'm really happy Kamalji entrepreneurs you have invited, and they have shared their really thoughtful analysis of the procedure of the problem and the post-COVID what they are going to do. Really, it was amazing to understand. I'm first of all very happy that my two there, and as you know, the Pune Placement Association is every year promoting the woman entrepreneur by facing state. So it's always behind the women entrepreneurs in print industry. So I was very happy you have arranged this seminar, and Lakshmi Priyaji, salute to you that you are really arranging and contributing in print industry for a long time. I visited your university also, and I know how seriously you are working and taking the girls ahead in this industry. Well, I got opportunity to visit one of the panelist unit in Guwahati. I think this Jumi Rega Chaudhary. I myself visited in last year when I was president, and I can tell you, Kamalji, that the way the males are organizing printing business, women are not less anywhere. The way she is contributing herself is really amazing. Even in Pune, also in my own company, there is one Sanjot madam who is looking after my company, and that's why I'm able to go around Pune, all over India as the president of All India Federation of Master Printers or Pune Association, because she's taking care of my two printing units. So hats off to all women. Really, we can see many women entrepreneurs are taking active interest in the printing industry. Lakshmi Priyaji is making them take interest to the new girls and college girls to take interest in this particular subject. So hats off. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ravi bhai. And we have with us Mr. Suren Dhote. He is our former president of All India Federation of Master Printers. Suren bhai.
The way the women are taking up, it's wonderful. And I would say that they are explaining the whole thing so simply and so nicely, and they are facing it practically. That's wonderful. And very, 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 very good that Lakshmi Priya madam is doing and explaining the whole thing and summarizing the thing very nicely. Kamalji, your guidance is very good. Thank you very much. And I wouldn't appreciate both of you not much more. I would say that the women are not less than men, and they are doing very fine, really good. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Suren bhai. And we have with us Mr. Dhyakar Reddy, who is the president of EPAMA.
First of all, congratulations. First time, probably this could be the first time, not the first time. I think few meetings where I have attended, they have been done exclusive women talk. Probably that was in Aurangabad at some places. But on this difficult time, at COVID time, you people have given a platform for the women entrepreneurs. You all know India is not. I would not say that India definitely women. Everybody knows the power of women, like how Indira Gandhi has been ruled the country maybe 30 years back. So across the globe, there is a lot of women entrepreneurs. Unfortunately, India does not have many women entrepreneurs. So after such kind of initiatives and webinars and participation by the women entrepreneurs, I was really surprising. I know Sonal say it very well because she's belongs to our association member. But I was surprised the lady from Dundigal, the way she has been talking. I was amazed. Dundigal is a very small place. So the same way, of course, all the speakers have spoke very well, and they put their views, they put their difficulties in front of this entire gathering of country. So I wish them many women entrepreneurs popped into our industry, and definitely I would again insisting that women are equivalent to a man. There is sometimes I would say probably they are better than men. They are better than men. So I wish them all the participants and Lakshmi Priyaji, because she is running a exclusive women college in graphic art industry, printing industry. So she has a more role to create more and more entrepreneurs to the print industry in the country. And wish you all the best for all the panelists. I would really amazed to see all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dayakarji. One request.
Yeah,
I would like to make a request to you, Dayakarji. There are so many points that these women have put forward. Kindly, you and Kamalji take them forward and materialize the request.
Yeah, I think few speakers were saying, see, any government subsidies in the country will be extended 5 to 10% if it is a woman entrepreneur. Say example,
a general entrepreneur is a general category. If say example, they give 5% of subsidy. So if it is a woman entrepreneur in a general category also, so that would be 10%. So there is already Government of India has given any subsidies. If it is a lady entrepreneur, minimum 5 to 10% enhancement in all schemes. It is already there. It is already there. And there is especially SC, ST women across the country. I do know there is 10,000 crores lying in MSME department exclusively for SC and ST entrepreneurs. And there's thousands of crores lying. So please put in front of your lady entrepreneurs and let them take this privilege from the Government of India.
Thank you, Devai. So, Madam, now we are open for question answer.
What will you all advise to students if they want to become an entrepreneur?
Okay, like I have already, I think, replied in the chat that, you know, nowadays a lot of extracurricular and co-curricular activities are happening for the students. So for if anyone wants to be in the printing industry in the future, they should go through the substance available online for stuff for, you know, knowing more about co-curricular activities that can help them in the future for the particular industry that they are looking into. You know, even in printing, if they are going to do for something for digital, they should enhance their skills with stuff like maybe, you know, knowing Corel or Photoshop more better or things like that from their 10th grade or +2.
Please elaborate what Kavita ji spoke about MSME schemes for government for women. She has replied on the Q&A.
So we have a question for Sonal Seth. Amit Seth wants to ask, indigenous machines building has immense opportunity, but might doubt over capacity, quality, and performance. More so, the price tag in comparing with the Chinese is challenging. How do we address? This is for Sonal.
Yeah, of course. Being in the same industry and into the manufacturing segment, this definitely is a challenge as of now. But now that we see China has got a big question mark. World over, China has got everybody has got a mistrust on China. So we can harp upon this opportunity, get the partnerships from Europeans, from US to India, and get into the production, investment, APIs. Maybe we will get a ready-made drawings and we just have to execute it. That's the main thing. And then when we will have a mass production, definitely our cost will come down. We would also like to see the government to take pitch into it, you know, help us in investments, give us a ready-made infrastructure, or maybe give us schemes, something for payback, or maybe buyback schemes. We would not only, India is a huge market for consumption itself. So once we have production facilities here, we would definitely be able to cut down upon the cost. And performance, definitely with the approved designs. We will not invest or waste our time in R&D in today's scenario. Today, we do not have the time to do the R&Ds. Yes, that can be done at a later stage or simultaneously, but to address the situation right now, take on to the ready-made drawings in technical collaborations and go ahead. That would definitely give us an impact. And definitely we have support in terms of Make in India projects. We would make it for India as well and for the global. Okay. Practically, it is not 100% possible to stop your business with China. See, a lot of printers in India, a lot of other industry players, they all are importing a lot of their raw materials from China. You cannot stop it suddenly. Right? Yes, and in fact, the most important basic ingredient of any medicine is being imported from China. In today's scenario, we are importing masks, PPE kits, sanitizers, everything from China. Whoever has the capability to supply, you will have to buy from there. And especially price is important. If you want to buy something from China, which is available at say 40 cents, and Europe, maybe you're getting it at $8. Oh. Yeah, so that's how the big difference is. I'm talking not only in terms of raw material, but also in terms of the machines. Also in terms of the, say, for example, India is the hub for the book publishing. That is in terms of market, in terms of product, in terms of pricing. That is, think out of the box. See, value is what customer wants, and that is for what he will pay you. If you give him something different, he'll pay you extra. If you give him the standard product, you will be fixed in the price for. What is it? We have to develop the components ecosystem to enable complete manufacturing rather than just assembly. See, today we are second largest manufacturers of mobile phones in India, but we are not manufacturers, we are assemblers. Yes. Most of the parts and components are being imported from China. Even in the automobile sector, around 30 to 35% of components are being manufactured in China and imported in India. Yeah. We are just assemblers. So we have to change our systems. Our entire manufacturing across all industries, print, packaging, footwear, any industry, name any industry, we have to change that system. We have to make India as a manufacturing hub, not the assembly.
Raviji is asking, do you have any plans for manufacturing printing machines?
Of course, printing machine, the manufacturing collaboration has to be either with the Japanese or with the German people. They have the knowledge base, right? Not the Chinese. Even the Chinese have not yet come into the manufacturing of printing machines, the offset printing machines. Maybe the days are not far when India would be the hub, and we definitely look forward to have partners. We are open to all those options. We as a manufacturers association, we are open to all kinds of partnerships, all kinds of collaborations where we can join hands with the industry leaders and make India manufacturing.
The question for Jumi.
Yeah, Jumi.
How are you going to cater to the increased digital jobs post-COVID with the same infrastructure or adding new equipment?
Already told I will start an online business. For digital especially, I will do through online. And already I am doing digital printing from last 5 years. So hope what will happen, we'll see.
The next question is, which government scheme provides maximum subsidy for physically challenged women in printing industry? Priya Suresh, Director, IGPL, Trichy.
Actually, not only for printing, but every industry, we know only one department, that is the Ministry of MSME. Ministry of MSME has many schemes, and on their portal you can find out the schemes are there. There's not a special scheme for physically challenged women. This maybe with some other department. So I'm not very conversant with other departments. I'm definitely well conversant with the MSME.
I would like to say something, especially for the Sana. You were too good in emphasizing upon the customer relationship. I mean, it was so positive. There was so much of positivity in that, which is very important in times of this COVID. Everybody is in fear factor. The owners themselves, the employees support what will happen, what will happen. We cannot just sit down in fear. We have to think out of the fear, think ahead, think for the next 10 months where we have to cover up for all the, we are bound by the expenses for these 2 months as well. For the March ending, for the April, for the May, definitely, we are bound by the expenses. We are human, we cannot let go of our, shoulder off our responsibilities. But yes, positivity is the first frame of mind with which we should start upon. Now we should think about like how to grow from here, how to start off from here. Where do I want my company to take a leap? That is most important. But Sana, you were too good. Everybody were good. Everybody had their points. Rajalakshmi ma'am, Nadini ma'am, Ranal, everybody, Kavita, everyone was too good. Jumi, especially kudos to you sitting in such far off place and working on with so many number of years. Very appreciative.
Want to quickly tell Ms. Sonal, thank you so much for that, and your encouragement really means a lot. And thank you for your kind words. In fact, your presentation also inspired me so much to build on mine. So thank you so much.
Pleasure.
All the panelists, if you wish, you can give your contact details, email, so that if anybody wants to ask anything related to your topic, they can. And,
sure.
I wish to thank all the panelists for your time. It was a wonderful evening, and everybody appreciated this event. We are getting you already heard what Nitin said earlier. So thank you very much for your time, and definitely I'm especially thankful to Dr. Lakshmi Priya. The manner she is conducting, I think it is unparalleled.
Thank you, Kamalji. Thank you, Priya ma'am.
course. Thank you.
Thank you. Best wishes,
Thank
everybody. Let's do another one like this after 10 years with you all growing much higher than what you are today. Best wishes.
Pleasure. Pleasure.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye. Take care,
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye-bye. Bye.